What's going on? I hope you're happy, healthy, doing the things you love doing with those you love doing them with. I'm Matt. Start again. What's going on? I hope you're happy, healthy, doing the things you love doing with those you love doing them with. I'm now about to get to your reading. Before I start, I need you to like, comment, share, subscribe, press the notification bell. And if you're into getting paid readings or paid services, shall I say, that's readings, rituals, or mentorship, DM me Clarity on my Instagram or on my TikTok. That's Sorcerer X, or you can click the link in the description, which takes you to my website, or you can email me, which is also in the description. All right, let's have a look. Okay, so Spirit's saying right now that it's important for you to have a good perspective, a healthy perspective on rest. The idea itself is, for some, is quite difficult, but I need you to realize that by you resting, yes, you resting, it's as important as building a momentum, because if you're able to relax, rest, clear your mind, obviously you can be still or you can utilize that time to strategize. You're going to reset or recharge the battery, shall I say. So by recharging the battery, it almost feels like there's a mental reset, spiritual reset, grounding, all of these things, because right now it's giving me a situation where prevention is better than cure. If you're able to do this right now, you're going to refill the cup, shall I say. So that means that you can go again in relation towards your ambitions, your career, your job. It's important for you to even change the mindset of this, because I feel like a lot of the reasons why you may feel like you can't is due towards the mindset of scarcity, as if like a couple of days off is going to give you the notion that you are going to lose everything. Absolutely not. It's a great time to sort of reinvigorate and change. I'm also getting the angel number 666. Do not get scared. This is not a devil's number or anything like that. That is some old programming, okay? That's some old programming. 666 of the actual master number, angel number, is all to do with making sure that your time is so important and that you should value time. 6 is about community. 6 is about the home and family. When we die, more likely that we end up being 6 feet under. And when we are during the time of our lives, in terms of our family, it is important that 6 is also a representation of the nucleus. If you're not able to rest yourself, how can you work proficiently if your own inner self, that's your nucleus, isn't in its optimum self? So that's the reason why I feel it is important that you utilize that angel number for rest. And most importantly, it's a good moment to value your time. Now that we're into the energy of the Emperor card, it's about self-worth, self-value. And ultimately, if you haven't been around people that you love, that could be your partner, that could be your family, that could be your kids, that could be just your general friends. This is about relationships that you can spend a day or two to refocus, rejig, feel inspired. This is a very important time to take the invitations, such as being able to call somebody, be able to just check in on somebody, or being available for yourself. Because I'm not ever going to question your workload. The Eight of Pentacles tells me of a person that really and truly values the art of putting in a lot of effort, especially with their work. But if you're not putting any effort within yourself, how can you ever see a nice correlation that you're able to find a balance, and that the propensity now going forwards is the only way I'm going to work better is if I work harder. Whereas you work better if you work in your most optimum. That is the mindset change that you're going to have. And if you're able to find a balance between the two, you're able to feel a lot more fulfilling in regarding the situation. It's actually saying, Spirit's saying to me right now, it's actually in your best interest for you to see fortunes after difficulty. Because if you align yourself to things such as, I must work harder, that means that the only way for you to achieve success is in your mind saying that you're going to work harder. How about if you just work in a pace that you feel comfortable with the intention that everything's going to work out? Because if we're utilizing examples, and I've said this before, but if we're saying that people who work hard and that equals the amount of paycheck, amount of income that you have, how does that work for somebody that works in the health industry, such as nurses? Shouldn't they be billionaires? Right? If they work X amount of hours dealing with different clients, doesn't really align. Whereas if you're seeing it from a point of view where you're using your thoughts, your mind, body, and spirit to be optimized, and you have a clear thought, you have a clear understanding that you can create a path that doesn't need to be of hard work. I mean, effort needs to be something that you need naturally, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to align that. Now, the outcome of it is something that's going to give you a lot of energy, and that will give you a lot of inspiration. With energy, provides you a different insight to do other things. With energy, provides you a clearer thought pattern on thinking of a different scenario that can give you a better outcome. And energy itself is something that can inspire you to really put a passion where you can feel that there is something that you can bring a different angle towards where you're at right now. But if you don't have the time to rest, how can you have the time to be great? Really and truly ask yourself these questions. And this is all to do with a new chapter that will bring that change. And I'm not saying that you're going to take a different route in terms of physically taking a route, but changing the thought itself will dictate a vibration. In fact, you may want to take a different route. Therefore, that itself, you should know, is an energetic move before a physical move. All right? But I see some good changes because I feel like there's many ways in which you can get the 10 of Wands, which is about you collecting your harvest. You don't have to do it through hard work. You don't have to do it through hard work. You just have to put your mind into something that you feel there could be better ways in harvesting your rewards rather than hard work. Another thing that I see right now is that your relations in terms of your life is going to be a lot more better when you find the right formula for you to say, you know what, perhaps I've been thinking one-dimensionally, but if I think multi-dimensionally, I see, especially in the cards, especially in the tarot right now, that your life is going to feel a lot more fulfilled. I expect this to be a situation where in the next, I'd say 11 days, you will see these changes if you allow yourself to rest, and you'll naturally see the progressions within the next 11 days. Now, what I see going forwards as well is a growth within your life, and that you're going to instill a greater mindset that's going to help you sort of shift a narrative that changes, and that in fact you don't necessarily need to work 25/8 days a day, shall I say, and that all you need to do is work accordingly towards a passion in a very efficient way that will be more impactful rather than wasting your hours. This is also about opening your mind, opening your thoughts, and realizing perhaps that I've been overthinking these things or overdoing these things, that there is a clear oversight to not seeing what needs to be seen during a moment of stillness. An idea, an inspiration, a moment in your life that can only be seen if you're still or if you're rested. Have you ever thought about that? Because I have. And this is what I'm doing right now. That's the result of it. I'm just saying. Okay. If you are needing guidance in relations towards just your general help, perhaps you need empowering, perhaps you need a new idea, perhaps you need all of those things all together, I do paid services such as readings, rituals, or one-to-one work. That's on my, you can message me, shall I say, DM me Clarity on Sorcerer X, Instagram, or on TikTok. You can click the link in the description that will direct you to my website. Alternatively, if you're not sure, you can always email me. I always respond, and that's on my description, all right? That was your reading, and I'm the Sorcerer. Take care.